What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another video. Today we're going to be doing something that some of you have been asking me to do for a while. So I'm going to go through what tackle you should bring if you're coming to Eleuthera to do some DIY fishing. Maybe you're coming with the family and you're trying to sneak away for a few hours here and there. Maybe you're coming with the boys and you're coming to just fish for a couple of days. Whatever it is, you want to be prepared. You want to have the best chance of catching something as you possibly can, right? So I'll go through this stuff right now. Obviously, I am a charter captain here. I'm a fishing guide here. I'm not going to go into all the secrets and the tricks and my spots and all that, but I do want to give you your best shot if you're coming down here to do it yourself. So we'll jump right into the spinning tackle stuff first, and then I'll show you some fly stuff and some other items that are just going to help your experience here, your fishing experience, go a little smoother and be a little better. So let's jump into the lures right now. We will start with the Yo-Zuri Inshore twitch baits. You see these in my videos a lot. Very versatile, great lures. You know, they are a shallow diver. This is probably the closest thing to a topwater you'll see me use. This is an inline Rapala subwalk. So this is just under the surface. Great action on this. Great color too. I really like that. This is probably the most important lure in the bunch. This is a Rapala X-Wrap slash bait. You'll notice I have that in a few other sizes and colors. These are all a bit larger with steel wire on them because I troll them, but they're also great casting lures as well. You want some larger ones for distance and big fish. You want some divers, just a nice array of those. This is a great thing to have. If you don't have anything else, bring that. These are great. This is a Monster Hydro Shot by Yo-Zuri. Very heavy. This is just a metal slug. You could send this like half a mile. The gotcha lures, great lures to have. You definitely want to have these if you're here in the wintertime. Very useful for mackerel and jacks. Casting jigs, great things to have as well. Little spoons, Castmaster spoons, really good for catching bait. Also just super versatile. You don't know what to throw one of those. Bring some crazy glue too, you never know. That could come in very handy. We also got some soft plastics over here. I don't really have a preference. I think these are the Yum soft plastics. I like these, I like the Gulps. Bring yourself some 1/4 ounce and 1/2 ounce jig heads, and then maybe some little yellowtail jig heads as well. And like I showed you, some of these larger Rapalas, you want to bring these in some bigger sizes too. And, you know, bring yourself some steel cable. You don't want to use this too much. This is good for night fishing when the fish can't see it. Bring yourself some egg weights and, you know, assorted hooks. I use J hooks, circle hooks, octopus hooks, depending on the location. Swivels, swivel snaps. I don't use very much terminal tackle, to be honest. Our water's very clear. The fish seem to see it. So I wouldn't worry too much about swivels, swivel snaps, stuff like that. Just figure out how to join your braid to your leader. Now from there, I'll show you what leaders. I carry 5 different leaders with me at all times. So I carry a 10, a 20, a 50, a 100, 10, 20, 50, 100, and 15. So I use that for bonefish. I use that all the way up to the 100 for just about everything else. You're never going to need anything more than 100. I would say really all you need to bring yourself a 25, bring yourself a 50, and if you plan on doing any bonefish, bring like a 10 or a 15 as well. Make your own leaders. That's all for the spinning stuff for now. Let's get into the flies. So I'll show you my fly box here. You'll see it's got a sticker on it that says my back hurts because my back hurts. Bonefish flies. You know, this is a pretty standard setup for a bonefish fly box. You know, you've got your gotcha flies, crazy Charlies. You've got different crabs, spawning shrimp, mantis shrimp. Just a pretty decent array here. I would say the most important thing to have if you're looking for bonefish is the gotcha and the crazy Charlies. Those are the most useful for the bonefish. Once again, different locations, fish seem to bite on different colors and different things. There's a few of these that I specifically use in specific locations. That's something you'd have to come with me to learn. I also carry a bunch of streamers, deceivers, creased flies, stuff like that, you know. Nice colors. I really like this one. This is one that I use quite a bit these days. This is like a gold and white sparkling minnow. But yeah, the flies, you don't have to go too crazy on them. I see people bring a lot of different random stuff down here, and you know, they typically don't end up using most of it. Also for your flies, bring yourself some toothy leader. You can get this from Scientific Anglers. This is specifically for toothy fish. Down here, that would be the barracuda or mackerel. That's really kind of showing you what you need for your fishing. For inshore here, if you guys need to refer back to this, definitely do. Now, here's just a couple of items that you don't need to bring, but they're definitely going to help your fishing experience go better. So bring yourself some good fishing pliers with the crimp, the cutter, and the split ring thing. Bring yourself a pocket knife that just goes in your pocket, something, you know, just have a knife on you. Braid scissors, good to have. Good bait knife, well, it doesn't need to be good, just a bait knife. Here's a big one for you. Bring your own fillet knife if you plan on keeping and eating fish, because 9 times out of 10, the rental property that you're staying at is not going to have a very sharp fillet knife, and you're gonna end up butchering most of your fillets. I think this was like 20 bucks on Amazon or something like that. It doesn't need to be a fancy knife, just a sharp knife. Bring something sharp that can fillet fish. Also, bug repellent. This is one that seemed to work recently. People put me onto this. A lot of people swear by it. I've used it a couple of times, not enough to really suggest it, but I just want to say suggest bug repellent. Off, DEET, whatever this stuff is, bring some. You're gonna need it if you're fishing sunrise, sunset, or in the night. Bugs are crazy. Another thing, some gloves. These can come in handy. I usually don't use these for fishing. I actually use these more for diving and climbing the rocks. But all of our fish do have very sharp spines. They have sharp gill plates, sharp teeth. So having gloves can come in handy. Can also help you access some areas where you might need to climb over some sharp rock. Definitely bring some gloves. Waterproof bags, very important. Bring like 2 or 3 of these. You can get like a 3-pack on Amazon, I think for like 10, 12 bucks, something like that. And the reason I say a couple of them is because you'll want to use one of them at least for your fish, right? A lot of the time you're hiking, you're far from your cooler because you're walking far to fish, and you catch a good fish that you want to take back to the cooler. You throw him in that bag right there, and you can stick it in your backpack without your backpack and all your gear getting all fishy and gross. Then when you get back to your place or to your cooler, you can spray out this bag and just dry it out and use it again the next day. Very helpful little tip there to keep your stuff clean, because I know most of you will be traveling back to the US. You don't want your backpack stinking to high hell of fish. And I would say last but not least, bring yourself some insulated containers. And it's always nice to crack open a very ice cold drink when you've been fishing in the heat for hours. It makes the world a difference for me. That's my preference. That's my tip. Anyway, that's the whole thing. That's just about everything. The stuff that I've shown you here is all you're gonna need to catch fish on this island. In fact, you really don't need all of this, but this gives you your very best chance. And all this stuff can fit into one tackle box, into one backpack. You don't need to come down here with 3 different tackle boxes of this and that. You can jam all of this stuff plus more into one regular size tackle box. Now, in regards to a rod, you'll see me use a lot of different rods in my videos. I would say if you're traveling here, I would recommend the new Penn Battle 3 travel rods in the 4,000 or the 5,000. I'd suggest the 5,000, but it breaks down into 3 pieces, fits in a short little case, and it is a tremendous rod. I've been using it, my Battle 3 3-piece, for about 6 months now, and I've caught a lot of fish on it. It's really strong, really durable. So I would suggest Battle 3 with a 5,000 and the rest of this stuff, and you guys will be good to go. Hopefully that's helpful. You know, if you guys are interested in getting out there with me, just let me know. I've got a lot more information to tell you than just these lures on this table. Thanks for watching, y'all. I'm gonna get into some snapper that I caught early this morning. You.